And speaking of people who are certainly a familiar face within our organization and within our ceremony, Connecticut State Senator Tony Hwang, obviously you're going to know him. You see him here every year. And when we moved from Trumbull to Prospect, he didn't skip a beat. He's here every year supporting, whether he's sitting in the chairs, whether he's giving a few inspirational words. And I can't thank you for the years of dedication and service and the way that you show up. I think sometimes you're asking us when the date is because you're so on top of it before we can get it to you. So thank you so much. I'd love to welcome you to the stage.
Thank you, Marla, and I want to acknowledge the man who doesn't ever want to be recognized, Michael Mastroni, who's hiding in the back. Wow, Captain James Borchia. What an act to follow. I mean, he's 102 years young. And it's remarkable that he reflects the passion of our great generation that have built this country. And he gave me one advice before he left. He said, speak from the heart and speak loudly from your stomach. So I'm going to take that lesson and let me begin by saying, you know, I see faces that are familiar out there and our Gold Star families. We're here. I know we're here to gather and to be with each other, but we also are here with a bit of a heavy heart. And it is important to know that we need to have the recognition of a profound gratitude to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. That is the goal. And it's important to never forget that this nation owes a great debt to those that have made the sacrifice. But we also need to recognize the sacrifices made by their families. You bear the burden of missing loved ones on holidays and birthdays. You bear the burden that we cannot ever fathom. So it is important for us as policymakers, as individuals that are grateful to be part of this great country, that we recognize you as well, our Gold Star families. It's really difficult to understand that, but as we honor these fallen soldiers and their families, we really must turn our thoughts to the soldiers that have served. And particularly when we think about the Vietnam era. Many of those veterans have been traumatized. Not only in war and seeing the evils of war, but in some cases, not a proud moment in our history. They've been traumatized by the disrespect of this country when they came home. I think it is important for us as a country to recognize that we owe them a debt of service that can never, ever be forgotten. We also have soldiers present from Operation Freedom, post 9/11, the current incidences all around the world. These soldiers bear the scars of war. They bear the scars of war so we don't have to in this country. And those scars are not always physical. They're mental, and they're lasting. So one of the things that I've repeated quite often is the fact that as we honor the soldiers that have made the ultimate sacrifice, we need to honor the soldiers present and into the future that continue to bear the scars of war. There is an incredible human cost of war. It is not a video game. It's life and it's emotions. So for us, it's really important to understand that we have a commitment to the mental health challenges and the health causes of war to our soldiers. But as we talk about these divisive times, I think we also need to remember we're honoring those soldiers and their families that made the sacrifices. They made those sacrifices for this country. And we really do need to remember to stand together as a nation. Not only to remember those who have given their sacrifices. But those in the future, I see Marla's kids, I see young people. It's really important for us to recognize, not only do we respect them in this ceremony for those that made sacrifices, we need to honor them by caring deeply about this country, about building each other up instead of tearing each other down. So let us do that. Freedom is not free. It is truly bought with blood, sweat, and tears for those who have stepped forward to defend our ways of life. So let us honor our soldiers, past, present, and future. And maybe for us to pay our debt that we could never repay, we do our best to be Americans. Not right, left, not right or wrong, but Americans. And for us to be united to make this country the greatest country in the world, not just now, but into the future, for future generations. Maybe that's the small little bit of gratitude we can give back. Because let us remember to never allow their sacrifices to be in vain. Let us all be Americans together. So God bless the soldiers, God bless the Gold Star families, and most important of all, God bless the great country of the United States of America.